Are you ready for the rough?
What is up, YouTube? This is KSI Milkman from HaloTrackStudios bringing some new information coming out of the Rooster Teeth Expo held a few days ago, aka the RTX. And this is about Halo 4 Forge. Yes, that is right. Before this little gameplay clip of the alpha version of the Forge, there was absolutely no information on Forge. And as a forger myself, it was kind of frustrating because I heard all about the multiplayer and the weapons and the vehicles and Spartan Ops and live action show, but nothing about Forge, and I was kind of starting to get worried. But this clip is reassuring, and I hope it reassures you guys as well. Well, as you see in the background, this is one of the 3 new Forge maps, kind of like Forge World, that will be available on Halo Forge. And as you can see, the heads-up display is similar to the Forge in Halo Reach. Sorry, you see the tools and the place objects in the right spot, and if you notice, that budget is a lot larger than that in Reach. So, pretty sure you can add a lot more things to the map without worrying about money situation. Also, up top, there you can see the soft kill zones are back, and there is no health bar, which impacts Forge, because now you can't really use health packs, which were used in some Forge designs and for Slayer map variants, so you won't even have to worry about that. Also, look at the beautiful and detailed landscape and the shadowing. They spent a long, hard time, it looks like, designing this map. And look, the sun reflects through the glass, shines everywhere, and it's just beautifully, beautifully designed. And the waterfall, I'm just in awe because they spent so much time and effort into these maps to make it beautiful. Also, a really, really big thing shown here. There are the return of destructible objects, such as the pallet, which is huge if you want to build maybe some traps or some infection invasion where you can just break through the pallets or make vibration traps. Really big. And what he is showing here is that when you hover over an object, you can actually see what you're hovering over, so you don't have to guess and then maybe grab a wrong piece and throw off your forge because you accidentally grabbed the wrong piece. And this eliminates that unless you just do it because you're not paying attention. But that's really big, being able to see what you're going to grab, so you're less likely to make a mistake. Also, what he's showing now is one of the objects, the bunk around, as you can see, and it highlights it yellow when you're moving around, green when it's in place, and he is able to merge it into the ground, so there is the return of mergeable phased objects. Not sure if there's a setting or if they're always able to be merged, but yeah. And I believe the bunk around, he is locking it into place. So that is kind of like the fixed variant from Halo Reach's Forge, where you can just set it to fixed, but that was kind of hard. Now all you have to do is have your object and press left on the D-pad and it locks into place, already fixed. Which is kind of amazing because it basically streamlines the time it takes to build things. And I like forging fast, yeah. And just think of all the possibilities you can do if all you have to do is press one simple button instead of pressing X, advanced settings, fixed. It's just, or whatever it is, it's just dumb. But yeah. Also, one of my favorite things, he just duplicated that item he placed. So picture this, placing down an item and just all of a sudden pressing down on the D-pad and you just duplicate that item so you can place that item somewhere else. It's incredibly amazing. and it just makes the forging process faster if you need to use more of that same item. Just place down, simple. Also, look how beautifully designed those forge pieces are. 343, I'm really amazed at what you've done. Also, another new Halo 4 Forge feature is magnetism. As you can see here, what magnetism is, it perfectly aligns the piece with another piece for you. So you don't have to spend a lot of time moving the item and fidgeting around so that it's perfectly aligned and it still ends up not being aligned. So it does the work for you, making the process a lot faster. Also, look at that man cannon. That thing is just awesome compared to the one at Reach. It looks more like an aircraft engine than like something you use to do jumps and fly over areas. I could just see that being used in a lot of aesthetic map variants, maybe for like aircrafts, or maybe dropships like the Pelican, or some unique dropships that you guys will create in Halo 4. Just the what's it called? Oh, it's just amazing what Halo 343 is doing for us. And like I said before, this is the alpha version. This is not the finalized version of this, and this is coming from the Rooster Teeth Expo. And this is not my gameplay. Also, this is a really big thing. And when we asked for weather and time of day and stuff, they couldn't really do that for us, but instead what they gave us is dynamic lighting, so that every object you place in Forge World will cast shadows if placed right in the same angle with the sun. And this is big because nothing's really boring anymore, and it goes with the maps. Like, for instance, you create a tunnel, it will be dark because there is no sunlight, and the mountain is blocking part of the sun, and you notice it casts a little shadow, and then inside of the bunker there's a shadow created by the little hole that's on top of it. This is really interesting because it makes the maps more lifelike and realistic, and you can just do endless possibilities with casting shadows. And I would love to see all the creative stuff you can come up with this. And just the fact that my biggest thing is creating tunnels that are actually dark. Because I'm a racetrack builder, that would be pretty awesome. And right now, he is looking at the man cannon. Notice how detailed and structured this is. They spent a lot of time on every individual aspect in the Forge, and no wonder why they haven't released anything about it, because they've been spending so much time and hard effort making it good for us, which I thank 343 a lot for doing. And if you look at the bridge, that bridge is created by magnetism. You notice there's absolutely no flaws with connecting it. It looks absolutely perfectly smooth. And that would be really useful for bridges and like straightaways and racetracks and all that fun things. And so there will be no bumps. And I hate bumps. And this next thing is probably my favorite new feature that was released in Halo 4's Forge, and that is player trait zones. What I mean by player trait zones are that you are able to now create parts in Forge World where you can have like invincibility, or my favorite, low gravity. And low gravity is huge because, for instance, you're creating a moon type map, like a moonwalking map, like Infection, and you want the outside, for instance the moon, to be low gravity. And so you have that. And then as soon as you get inside the map, all of a sudden the gravity is back to normal, like there is artificial gravity, like in space stations and stuff, which is huge. And as you can see, he failed the jump before, but now with the increased speed and low gravity, he was able to make the jump across the map. So the possibilities of altering the gravity and speed and everything are endless. And I would, like, once again, I would love to see what you guys will create with this when Halo 4 comes out. Also, please leave in the comments some of the ideas that you guys will come up with for trait zones, whether it be low gravity jumps and racetracks, or the moon map, or just stuff involving weapons and shields and invulnerability, or types of mini games and maps. Post in the comments these ideas, because, like I said, I would love to hear it. You've heard my ideas, I would love to hear yours. And as you saw before, he tried to make that jump across, but he died. But with these awesome new trait zones, what he is going to do is make it so you won't die when you land there. So you can now make large, high jumps and not die, because you could set a trait zone so that you won't die, which is really amazing. And all you have to do to make it official is press up, and that basically renders it to your map. So they made Halo 4's Forge more advanced, more creative, and better than anything I could have possibly imagined they would have done. I mean, item duplication, player trait zones, magnetisms, destructible objects, amazing, beautiful scenery that is just awe-inspiring to me. The detail of the pieces, being able to see what you're going to forge, locking items, all of that Halo 4 has, and 343 has brought to us, or brought back. And I am completely shocked, and this clip alone makes me even more excited for getting Halo 4 for forging. And I hope this gameplay makes you guys excited too. But who knows, they could add more, because this is only the first version of it, the alpha version, and this is not the finalized version of the Forge, and this is only one of the 3 maps, so I can't wait to see what comes. Well, this is KSI Milkman. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Are you ready for the love?